In January 1943, at the height of the Second World War, Nikola Tesla died alone in room 3327 of the Hotel New Yorker. Immediately after his body was discovered, government agents descended on the room. Representatives from the Office of Alien Property seized his notes, his models, and every piece of research they could find. This was an aggressive and highly irregular move. The inventor was a naturalized American citizen, meaning the Office of Alien Property had no legal jurisdiction to confiscate his belongings without a court order. But the military was taking no chances. For years, Tesla had boasted to the press about perfecting a particle beam weapon capable of taking down enemy aircraft from miles away. According to declassified FBI files, the government was terrified that Tesla's nephew, Sava Kasanovich, might secure this weapons research and leak the plans to Axis or Soviet powers. The intelligence hunt was massive.
Agents tracked down 80 trunks of manuscripts and models scattered in storage across the city. An electrical engineer from MIT named Dr. John G. Trump was brought in to evaluate the haul. After a 3-day investigation, he dismissed the entire archive. He stated the papers were primarily of a speculative, philosophical character and contained no workable principles. But if the files were truly worthless, why did naval intelligence, army intelligence, and the FBI all rush to secure them? To understand the government's intense reaction, we have to look back at the inventor's corporate history. Decades before his isolated death, Nikola Tesla arrived in America with a clear ideological mission. He wanted to build superior, long-lasting technology that would operate for the broad benefit of humanity. This philosophy collided with the prevailing corporate strategy of men like Thomas Edison. Edison built his empire on systems that were closed, tightly controlled, and designed to rely on disposable parts that could be continuously metered and sold. This friction between open and closed systems drove the famous current wars. Edison's direct current was a closed loop, perfect for centralized corporate billing. Tesla's alternating current was a far more efficient, radiating system that ultimately won the war and electrified the modern world. Emboldened by that victory, Tesla began his most ambitious project, the Wardenclyffe Tower. The goal was to tap into the Earth's natural energy fields to transmit electricity wirelessly to any point on the globe. The project required massive capital, which initially came from Wall Street titan J.P. Morgan. But when Morgan realized the ultimate goal was to transmit unlimited amounts of power, he pulled his funding. It is impossible to put a commercial meter on free energy. Without Wall Street backing, Tesla was effectively blacklisted by corporate America. Stripped of resources, his research retreated into the shadows, becoming entirely theoretical, highly secretive, and increasingly focused on defense technology. While later claims sounded like science fiction, his private notes remained grounded in severe functional physics. Look at the simulation of fluid dynamics through his patented Tesla valve. The fluid is forced into these tight vortices, creating a functioning check valve with absolutely no moving parts. This level of verified mechanical genius proved to the military that his particle beam theories could not simply be ignored. And despite Dr. Trump's dismissive report in 1943, the U.S. military spent the following decades trying to weaponize particle beams. These concepts directly fueled Ronald Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative, the Star Wars program, in the 1980s. This brings us back to the mysterious fate of the seized assets. In 1952, Tesla's belongings were finally shipped to a museum in Belgrade. But while the FBI originally documented 80 trunks, only 60 arrived in Yugoslavia. Furthermore, when his personal safe was finally opened a decade later, the keys to his storage boxes and his prized Edison medal had vanished. Declassified documents show exactly why these anomalies exist. This FBI complaint form confirms that local New York detectives were already going through his books and writings in the hotel room before the federal inventory was even completed. Nikola Tesla was a man who refused a salary and surrendered his most valuable patents to save a struggling partner. He genuinely wanted to provide free power to the entire planet. His eventual downfall was a direct result of his uncompromising vision. An open approach to science actively threatened both corporate monopolies and military supremacy. In life, his ideas were suppressed by the forces of capitalism. In death, they were classified by the forces of national security,